So apparently, I'm on an email list called Word of the Day, Word Guru. I don't know how. And
I
the word
think
of the
I
day.
might be on the same list.
So is it editor and not? Oh, this one comes to me though. Anyway, the word of the day is platitudinous, which is characterized by platitudes. That is a useless
Imagine that.
definition. Useless
Hi, Doobie.
definition. Hey Kyle, how you doing? This is the morning show where I check my email just before we go live, and we talk about what's in the world of Disney as well. My name is Doobie Mosley, co-founder here at Laughing Place. That is Kyle Burbank, the man who makes it go on a daily basis. How you doing, Kyle?
I'm good. How about you?
I am doing okay. Do we have any new Otter news yet?
No, not yet.
Not yet. We're on Otter Watch today. There was a Instagram from Jim Henson, probably not personally, from Henson Company. Off to a great start, aren't we? Saying that Emmett Otter Jug Band Christmas was on Disney Plus, but we can't find it. So either the Instagram will get changed, or it'll appear on Disney Plus, or we'll just be confused for the rest of the day. But we'll be checking in on that all day. If you guys find any information on that, you want to help us out, please put it in the chat. Let us know, because this will occupy us, or at least me. Thank you. Thank you very much for putting up the disclaimer that this shirt was given to me for free just to wear it in situations like this. Hi, Roosevelt. Thank you, Roosevelt. All right, let's get started with the look at the money. Oh. All right, Kai, within 32 cents, what is Disney stock price today?
94. What did I say yesterday? 4? No, 90, not 94. That's too high, right? 92.40. Let's go with that. I'll just invert the numbers.
92.40. It is 92.18. You are within 22 cents, which I believe I said 32 cents. But
something like that.
You nailed it. Way to go, Kyle. You're so good at this.
I have no idea what the regular market's doing. I don't know if the you would think that it would go up because they announced the dividend yesterday, but I don't know if that's already priced in, and I don't know if there's a cutoff on that. Like,
right? Yeah.
I also don't know if it's as high as people thought it would be. There's so many things.
So Disney is down a tad bit today so far, 0.5%. The market as a whole, the S&P, is up about 0.5%. So as usual, Disney underperforming the market. Let's get.
Got to give board seats.
Get what?
Sorry. Nelson Peltz at least 2 board seats. I need to update that article. Here's Ethan.
Hello, happy Friday, and welcome to another LP Disney weather update. Bah humbug. Now that's too strong cause it is my favorite holiday. But all this year's been a busy blur. Don't think I have the energy to add to my already mad rush just cause it's 'tis the season. The perfect gift for me would be completions and connections left from last year. Ski shop, encounter most interesting. Had his number but never the time. Most of 81 passed along those lines. So deck those halls, trim those trees, raise up cups of Christmas cheer. I just need to catch my breath. Christmas by myself this year. Let's get to the weather. Anaheim is in for another sunny day and will briefly make it to a high of 67 before retreating after dark. Walt Disney World is looking more like itself today with a high of 82 degrees and a low that's still in the 70s. It's a similar story at Castaway Cay, where they'll reach 83 today. Disneyland Paris is officially freezing tonight as they're at 32 Fahrenheit or 0 Celsius, and the winds aren't helping. Tokyo will start the day with sunshine tomorrow and work its way up to 55 degrees during the day. Shanghai will see a few clouds tomorrow, but it will be mostly sunny with a high of 53 and low of 43. Lastly, Hong Kong will be cloudy tomorrow but will stay pretty consistent in terms of temperature. They'll hang around their high of 70 for most of the day while the evening low is just 68. With that, we conclude another week of Disney weather reports. I hope you all have a super fantastic weekend and join us again next week. Bye for now.
Cadence-wise, one of Ethan's better songs.
That was made for Ethan at heart is a rapper. Little Ethan. Great Christmas song. Maybe top 5 Christmas song of all time. No argument from Kyle.
Maybe he'll do subsequent verses as we get.
Can he do a version of Do They Know It's Christmas? I feel like that'd be particularly soulful.
He might have looked at it and then realized that some of the lyrics might be a little weird to be singing.
I play this game. You know, we
Also,
all
that
know
chorus is only at the end. Is what's
that is. It's not really. We all know songs. We're like, I know that song, but then it's actually really hard to sing a song word for word perfectly, like every plural, every article, everything. You think you know a song, and then you try to do it and realize I don't actually know every single word of that song. So the other day, Do They Know It's Christmas came on, nailed every single lyric. Okay, let us get
it's you and not.
I was very thankful. All right. Disney is declaring a dividend. You mentioned that previously. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so this is the return of the dividend. It was suspended in 2020, which means that the last one was in 2019. It's something that shareholders have been wanting, including Nelson Peltz during his last push to get a board seat. He made the dividend a big part of the thing. So yeah, now it's back 30 cents per share. So if you hold shares of Disney stock, you'll get a little bonus. So Doobie, that's like $3 for you, right?
Someday. It'll be payable in January, and it's for shareholders of record at the close of business on December 11th, which effectively means the stock price right now is 30 cents less than it actually is. So I guess it was priced in, and it was priced in to be more. But the return of the dividend, yet another sign of life getting back to normal at the Walt Disney Company. Okay, let's get to something a little more fun. And this was actually from a couple of days ago, but it's our first chance to talk about it. And that is Bob Iger making some comments at the New York Times Deal Book Summit. New York Times Deal Book Summit in New York City. This was after the town hall meeting, right, Kyle?
Yeah, so the town hall was on Tuesday and the deal book was on Wednesday. You might have seen headlines involving Elon Musk there, but we're going to talk about Bob Iger's specific part of it. And yeah, I guess he had some things to say about box office performance, kind of repeated some of the same things, like we were making too much, we lost focus on things, but then also just kind of talked about he didn't like what he was seeing. And I don't think he literally meant like the movies he was seeing. I think he meant he didn't like the way the company was run, which again, something he's
said before. It's always interesting when he says again, especially it's one thing to say that when you make your triumphant return. It's another to say it when you've been here for a year and things are worse than when you arrive. So I'm just going to read a few of those quotes. Speaking on Bob, this is from our article on this. Speaking on Bob Chapek, he said, "I was disappointed in what I was seeing in the transition period, and while I was out, I worked hard at distancing myself from it." So I'm just picturing Bob Iger sitting there a couple of months after transition saying, "That's not me. I had nothing to do with that."
Here's that gif of Homer Simpson just retreating into the bush.
Even though he picked the guy.
He sure did.
On the current... Do we got some Otter news?
We have a comment on the Instagram post. It says, "It's not though, just search and it doesn't come up." And that comment is from Who's the Boss Pod. And then there's another comment that says, "No luck finding it. Any idea when it might pop up?" And that one's from GNest42.
So we are still on Otter Watch. Probably should be a little more clarifying. Otter is a Henson property, not a Muppet, but Henson Otter Jug Band something. TIL, I heard of this thing for the first time.
Leading theory is that they meant peacock.
Yeah, so Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas streaming online. Instagram Henson Company tweeted about that it was on Disney Plus, and now we're trying to prove them wrong or hopefully prove them right. So we'll stay on the case. Any more breaking news, just cut me off mid-sentence, Kyle.
That's what I do.
On the current state of the company, Iger said he was fixing a lot of the problems that the company has had and dealing with a lot of challenges. They were brought on by decisions that were made by my predecessor. Ouch. While others are just basically the result of a tremendous amount of disruption in the world and in our business.
His predecessor, so Eisner?
Always blaming the previous guy. And perhaps the most important thing he said on finding a Disney CEO successor, the hunt is quote, is robust right now. We may have one too many is's in that sentence. And he confirmed that he will definitely exit as the CEO at the end of his contract in 2026. I would still bet the over. So anyway, that is Bob Iger's latest explaining what's going on in the upper reaches of the Walt Disney Company. Get to some fun stuff, Kyle. So certain members of Diz Twitter are on a ship right now, including some members of Laughing Place.
I'm on a boat.
That ship, the Disney Dream, departed from Disney's newest cruise port, recently opened at Port Everglades. They built their own little place there, just like they have at Orlando, Port Canaveral. And so our guys put up a video of that. You can see some of that here. Usually when Disney sails out of any place but Port Canaveral, it's just kind of out of a giant warehouse. But they finally said, we're sailing out of here enough. Let's make our own port. Let's theme it to a Disney port. And here it is. And it's pretty nice. So we've got an article up. We've got the video. You can see the nice restroom signs there. Very important. Lots of cool Disney artwork. Almost reminds me of an MRI machine. MRI room, don't you think, Kyle?
Yeah, I was going to say that. I'm like, wow, they put up some circles on the ceiling. Now it feels like Disney. Because right before you got on a ship, you want to think about the bottom of the ocean. That's.
Have you cruised, Kyle?
I have not.
Do you have any fear of cruising?
Not fear of sinking, but fear of nausea.
Fear of nausea. I understand that. I had fear of nausea too before my first cruise. Thankfully, it's not the nauseous time. All right, so they're on the ship now. It is a very Merrrytime cruise. So they are checking out all the decor and such, including the debut of Mickey and Minnie's new costumes for this year on the ship. It's very warm, very, very Miami Christmas, don't you think, Kyle?
I guess.
Yeah.
They look pretty warm.
Yeah, I was being sarcastic because it's Miami. It does not get that cold there. They've got an article showing Port Everglades before they sailed out of.
Oh.
And then to the Caribbean. So not exactly freezing in the Caribbean.
But isn't Miami different than Port Everglades?
Is it? Port Everglades is what? Fort Lauderdale?
I don't know. I didn't know. I'm honestly asking. I just assumed that was a different port than Miami, but maybe if you go search the thing, it just says Miami. Is that?
So here's a fun fact.
Okay.
I have sailed out of Miami.
Okay.
And I know Disney sails out of Port Everglades. And I have tried to investigate, are they two different locations? And I am not sure.
Is this kind of like when I book my flight to Vegas on Allegiant and it tells me that I'm leaving from Branson when there is a Branson airport that this is not it. This is the Springfield Branson National Airport. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
So I'm not the only person in this question. There's a common question. Is Port Everglades the same as Port Miami? And according to Cruise Critic, they are two different ports and they're both very large. So I probably actually sailed out of Miami and this is actually Port Everglades, which are two different ports, one in Miami, one in Fort Lauderdale. So, TIL. Rich Austri, where are you?
Hollywood.
Where are you when we need you? Probably on the ship.
Have you ever flown into Hollywood?
Florida?
Yeah.
I have not.
Neither have I. Flown into Hollywood Burbank. That's what it's called now for some reason.
Have you ever flown into Sanford, Florida on like Allegiant?
Yes.
Have you really?
Yeah. And I was very surprised. I had to spend some time there because I was waiting for someone to pick me up. And I was shocked that there's international flights. There's flights there that go to the Netherlands from Sanford.
Oh, wow. And it's literally like 15 miles, 20 miles from Orlando International. So here are some pictures of very Merrrytime decor, including the beautiful, it would not be Disney without a gingerbread house. There it is.
It's a gingerbread brick house.
Hopefully they bring back some gingerbread for my wife, who is a gingerbread aficionado. Also on the Merrrytime cruise, they had a tree lighting last night, which is a beautiful event. We have video of that actually, which I will show you right now. We have a whole video of it up.
Scrubs later, now that you've sung that.
Here's a video of the entire event. Or I'm sorry, link to the video of the entire event. But here's a little bit of it. We'll show you here. Of course, you got all the characters involved. It's about a 9-minute event. I wonder if Goofy makes a mistake and kind of.
I'm enjoying the frame rate on this.
It's probably worse for you than it is for me. I can't tell.
Yeah, no, it's pretty.
Pretty 1999, huh? Well, if you want to see it in a better frame rate, there's a link in the chat. They also have some new room decor that you can purchase, and I like this a lot. It's hard to justify going on a cruise and then paying to have your room get decorated, but it's been done for me, and it's really cool. So, who am I? Yeah, this is some of the Christmas room overlay they have. It's really nice. And the cool thing is, obviously, you got to take this stuff home. I sleep on a DCL pillow cover every night because I got it as part of my room decor.
Is this a large stateroom or is this a normal one?
This is a veranda stateroom. So this is a typical veranda. It's not like a suite or anything, but they certainly have smaller ones if you have an inside stateroom.
I was surprised to see a couch there with the bed.
They all have a couch because that is the rest of the beds that converts into a bed. So at night they come in, they do magic. I don't know what for all I know, they throw this over the side and bring in a whole new one. But when you come in here after dinner, it's now a bed instead of a couch. Pretty cool.
I don't think that's magic. Have you never used a pull-out couch before? I could show you one. There's one right back there. I can demonstrate. You take the things off. You pull
let me get this
out.
back. Okay, keep going. I'm still not seeing it.
Okay, it just pulls out, like it's kind of folded in half and then like tucks in. So you unfold it and then it turns into a bed.
There is no sign. I'm pretty sure that the Atlantic Ocean is littered with couches.
Or Davenports, if you want to get fancy.
Are you one of those people that says duvet?
I don't know the difference between a duvet, a comforter, and whatever else.
Because every time I hear duvet, my brain hears bidet, and they have nothing in common.
I think of Robert Duvall. So
again, keep it simple, people. Don't need to have all these fancy schmancy words. Okay, so that's what's going on with the Merrrytime cruises. If you want to book your own Merrrytime cruise, what do we recommend, Kyle?
That is Merrrytime, not Maritime, because that's just redundant. We recommend MEI, Mouse Fan Travel.
Speaking of redundant,
no extra cost to you. They just handle everything for you. Why wouldn't you do that?
Redundant, that's not the word. Speaking of obvious nomenclature, what do you think of the mistletoes?
It's fine. It's just we accidentally typed mistletones, and that's 10 times better.
Exactly. And there has been a band. There used to be a band or a group, but for all I know, they're still there, that performed at Animal Kingdom called the Mistletones. But yeah, DCA
maybe there was
actually
copyright infringement with themselves.
All right, we had some fun breaking news this morning, not worthy of the banner of the song that's reserved for otters and posters, but Universal dropping the theme park news this morning.
Yeah, so we knew that they're going to be opening a new resort geared towards kids, so they've decided to call it the Universal Kids Resort. This is the one in Frisco, Texas, that they're like kind of downplaying. Like it's not like a Universal park like you're used to. It's more of like a regional park, but built by Universal. And yeah, so putting kids right there in the name, definitely emphasizing the family aspect of this. How many spinners do you think? What's the line on number of spinners in this park?
I would, if the number were 5, I would go under. Anything less, I'm going over. I guess 4.5 would be the line on that. So this is in Frisco, Texas. Construction is already underway. So this does seem to actually be happening. It is a whopping 32 acres. By comparison, Island of Adventure is 95 acres. And we have quotes. Universal Kids Resort will include a theme park featuring immersive lands that celebrate our iconic brand of entertainment, humor, and fun, bringing to life beloved characters and stories in ways that will engage and wow young theme park goers. Beloved characters and stories tailored for the youngest audiences. There'll also be a 300-room hotel attached. So there you go, Frisco. Get in line now. Jeff says, ties in with the Universal Kids channel. Perfect sense. Did you draw that? Of course you drew that, Jeff. I like that. It's like Santa Jeff. You know, Jeff. So that's pretty exciting. Universal Kids coming. Did I not write down when it opens?
I don't know if I mean, it'll get delayed, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we don't have a date. Sorry. For some reason I had it in my head, but we don't. Lorcana news. Kyle, you are definitely a Lorcana expert.
I am. I have. This was sent to me by Ravensburger, but I have my Illumineers trove here that includes. Well, you get a fun book with like a bunch of the different cards, but it comes in several booster packs. So I have some of the cards here. Anyway, yeah. So several things happening with Lorcana. Today, the second. So this is. I'll start with this one then. The first chapter. There's a reprint rolling out. Apparently, that has already started at some local stores. And then it'll be on, currently it's set to be on Shop Disney the 22nd, I believe. Is that what it says, dude? He'll look it up.
Yeah.
And
yes, 22nd.
The reprint of the first chapter will be available. But also at the same time this morning, and it's probably mostly sold out now, there's the Rise of the Floodborn, which is the second chapter. Those products hit Shop Disney today, along with other major retailers. Amazon actually had a virtual queue. This is the first time they've had a virtual queue for a gaming product, like a board gaming product. I think they previously did it for like PS5s and stuff. But they had a virtual queue this morning. But this, hopefully you'll be able to find this at like, Targets and things like that. But yeah, it continues to be very popular and sell out very quickly. But soon enough, you should be able to get your hands on reprints of the first chapter as well as this new second chapter.
Yep. So I clicked on our link for that. It says on Amazon right now, Disney Lorcana TCG Rise of the Floodborn. Is that this product?
Rise of the Floodborn is the second chapter, yes.
Yeah. It says coming soon.
On Shop Disney.
That's all it says.
Yeah, it must be
on Amazon Prime.
Oh, on Amazon. Yeah, it must be
on Amazon.
Restock thing then. Because Becca was up until 2 a.m. to post the links for the Disney Shop Disney one, and apparently it was another roller coaster. There was I think she said when she got into the virtual queue, there were like 12,000 people in front of her.
Oh my goodness. Card game. How many? So if you shuffle these cards, how many different combinations are possible? Do you know?
Well, there's 204 different cards in each chapter, and you might have duplicates.
That just
and that just
blows away the other.
If you're actually playing the game, you can only have can only use 2 colors at a time. There's 6 different colors in the game. You can only use 2 at a time, and you have to have at least 60 cards. You could have more than that, but it's not necessarily an advantage because if you have high-powered cards, you want to make sure that you're able to use those. And so it's actually somewhat disadvantageous to put too many cards in your deck, which is kind of backwards from what you'd think. You'd be like, oh no, if I have a huge deck, then but you're really hurting yourself.
We need a stream of Kyle playing just so I can have some.
I've played with Becca and I've watched other people play while at Gen Con. I haven't Becca keeps telling me I need to go down to our local hobby store and like play with somebody. And I'm like, no, I just want to collect them and put them in a box. Isn't that better?
Slowly becomes Mike Celestino. Gio wondering how many of the people in the queue were bots. Well, Amazon, one would think, and Shop Disney that they have bot protection. They've installed botprotection.com. Right, Disney Plus. Back to Disney. First of all, have we checked Disney Plus?
I've been checking Disney Plus and refreshing the post. I will completely close out of Disney Plus and go back into it.
I'm going to go there now. I'm going to share my screen. Go to Disney Plus. You can see what I've been watching, and I am going to do a search for Otter. PB&J Otter, nothing else coming up. You ever do that and you wonder why is Lava coming up? Why is Hocus Pocus 2 coming up?
Yeah, I do.
Like when I typed in Jaleel White the other day, I know SantaCon came up. Does he have a cameo in Alice in Wonderland? Does he somehow appear in Jake and the Lion? I don't know. He's coming up. Okay. Speaking of Disney Plus, they a few days ago announced some Disney Plus perks. It's not enough that you get to watch the TV shows. You also get to enjoy some of their perks. Do you remember what any of them are, Kyle?
50% off D23 Gold membership was one of them. The other notable thing here is there's a Walt Disney World offer coming in January 3rd. They're going to be announcing details for that. There's also discounts at like Funko and Loungefly, which are the same company, and some other like little things. Early access to that new lightsaber on Shop Disney. So yeah, pretty cool. It goes through January 31st. So like I said, they're waiting till January 3rd for the Walt Disney World offer, probably because January 3rd marks what, if there is a slow time at the Disney parks, it probably starts January 3rd.
Is kind of when the Christmas season officially comes to an end.
Yeah, and you have a lot of refurbishments, and then it leads into until spring break. Spring break, everything pops off again. But yeah, traditionally, if you used to go to Disneyland in early January, it was my favorite time to go because, first of all, SoCal weather in January is fantastic. Second of all, the Christmas stuff, they might leave it up a little bit longer. So maybe you'd have a few days of where you could have holidays with no crowds. And then, and then it was dead. That was the benefit.
I used to talk to people when I was at Disneyland, back in the 90s, early aughts. And I would say the best time to go to the parks was from after Thanksgiving holiday right up until about a week before Christmas, and the parks were relatively dead then. That is so not the case anymore, that it's unreal that used to be a recommendation, but you could enjoy the Christmas decor after Thanksgiving right up until about a week before Christmas in a relatively empty park back in the day. They fixed that. That is no longer the case. Okay, let's get on to...
this is why they publish guidebooks every year, because this stuff changes.
I'm still reading the unofficial guide from 94, and it's still giving me that same great advice, and still advising me to stay away from Nine Dragons in Epcot, which is now a pretty good restaurant. They have changed that recommendation, I believe. All right. On Disney Junior and YouTube, actually, they're going to be debuting this on December 4th. Disney Junior and YouTube will be Me and Mickey, a Hanukkah-themed short coming this year, which I think is pretty cool. Make sure you check that out. Hanukkah actually starts just a couple days later on December 7th, but the short debuts on YouTube and Disney Junior 9:25 a.m. Eastern time. Yeah. I think that's all I've got right now, other than some cool, fun Friday stuff. Do a really quick check of the stuff.
Fun Friday stuff.
Have not watched any Community since I last talked. Probably won't for a few days. Disney on Ice is tweeting. Disney Plus tweeted 11 minutes ago. Yes, not about Otter, though. They let us know that Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is now streaming on Disney Plus. So thank you.
If you happen to be in the Southern California area this weekend, on December 3rd at South Coast Plaza in Costa Mesa, Chalk will be doing a special fundraiser called, where is it? Carousel of Possible Dreams. They'll be riding the carousel, and Santa will be there, and and people from Laughing Place will be there apparently. So, like I said, if you happen to be in Southern California, go check that out and support Chalk. They're always great. Yes, here's the South Coast Plaza. If you've never been to South Coast Plaza, just a cool, very cool mall. So
yes.
Go to this event and then spend your Sunday walking around the giant mall.
It is one of the largest malls around.
It's the only mall I can think of that has a outdoor section walkway that you need to get to the other part of the mall.
Right, and it is this. So I'm one of those maybe the only one. I love going to the mall when it's packed. One of my favorite things to do is to go to the mall like the Saturday before Christmas. Forget Black Friday. That is the busiest time, the weekend before Christmas. And when I lived in Southern California, this was the mall I went to. It was so
I've been there on
joyful to walk
Boxing
around.
Day, and that was an experience.
It is, but I mean, if you don't need to get anything, if you just want to enjoy the atmosphere, this as you saw in that picture, this is a great mall to go to at Christmas time. Yeah, go check it out and help out Children's Hospital of Orange County for sure. Can't recommend that highly enough. I don't miss much about Southern California. I do miss Southwest Plaza. Fantastic mall. All right, let us get to Kyle showing off how smart he is. I actually didn't include this one, but that was a mistake. So I'm going to look it up right now. On this day in 1945, happy 78th birthday, an actress was born with a lot of great Disney credits. She is now 78. Credits include live action, not one animation that I can think of, one animated voice, but one of the most iconic cult Disney live action films.
Cult live action Disney films?
Cult favorite, and the most famous thing ever to be filmed on the Disney's Hollywood Studios, Disney MGM Studios backlot.
Okay. Well, no, that doesn't make sense. Well, the most famous thing to be filmed on the... No, I don't know. What?
Hocus Pocus, The Lottery.
Okay. That the Hocus Pocus is the cult movie?
Yeah. I mean,
So,
I think she did
so then the Happiest Millionaire or whatever. So it's what's her
Okay.
face? Yeah,
Who?
the star
Why
of
do you make you say it?
Hocus Pocus.
Which is who?
I'm thinking. Can I tell after this? I'll tell you where my head was at before that. Yeah, I can picture her. Bette Midler.
Yes, Bette Midler. Happy birthday, Bette Midler.
My first thought was B. Arthur, because I thought for cult, you had the Star Wars holiday special, and then for not actually filmed on the backlot, but the Golden Girls house, but she would have been a lot older than 78. So that didn't make any sense.
And my favorite movie of hers, of course, the laugh out loud Beaches.
Beaches.
Great movie. I love Beaches. I've only been able to see it once because I don't like to cry when I watch a movie, but Beaches is fantastic. And The Lottery, of course, is everyone knows The Lottery. That short that was played in like the queue for, it's not a real movie, but Disney fans know The Lottery. Okay, happy birthday, Bette Midler. All right, in 1966, a movie came out. A man settles down in a small town and becomes the Scoutmaster, starring Fred MacMurray, Vera Miles, and Kurt Russell. Not on Disney Plus.
Is it called The Scoutmaster?
It is not called the Scoutmaster. I would have said blank.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, neither did I. Follow Me, Boys.
Yep, that looks like a Disney movie from the 60s.
And I found this interesting because Bette Midler, one of her famous films is called For the Boys, which is not Follow Me, Boys, but is close enough to make a connection.
And it's not Let's Hear It for the Boy. Let's give the boy a hand. Let's hear it for my baby.
We need that from Ethan now. On this day in 2000, a Disney Channel original movie. Ooh, and somebody's first role. Tell us, Gio. I don't know this. A girl steals a weather machine from Santa Claus to make a snow day. The machine breaks and causes an out-of-control snowstorm.
Blizzard Wizard.
Oh, you are so close. It is called The Ultimate Christmas Present, starring all those people.
You really sold that. That was good.
Add that to the list of DComs I've never heard of. So yesterday, watching the Cowboys.
Oh yeah, Victory Friday. Sorry, I forgot. I was going to say something at the top and forgot. I was also a winner because I have both Dak and DK Metcalf on my fantasy teams.
Oh, DK Metcalf, bane of my existence right now. But that's okay. It's in a way, it's better that the Cowboys had a test and were able to still overcome instead of just another cakewalk. I feel good about this. I'm worried about our defense, but feeling good. But that was on Amazon Prime, and right after it, they showed a commercial for an Eddie Murphy Christmas movie this season. So I'm a big fan of Family Friendly Eddie Murphy, what he's been for like 30 years now. And so I'm going to check out this Christmas movie they got going. Looks kind of bizarro. Oh, Follow Me Boys is Kurt Russell's first Disney role. Yes, he is in that. Thank you for letting me know that. All right, on this day in 2001, an attraction opened at Animal Kingdom. It would fit in at Universal Kids Park.
Triceratops spin.
Very good. Triceratops spin opened on this day in 2001. On this day in 2003, the only domain registration that could ever possibly end up on this day in history.
Go.
No. They bought.
What?
They bought that one. In 2003, a domain was registered not by Disney.
Okay.
Even though it has Disney in the name. Come on, Gio. Registered by Shamrock, I believe. Shamrock Capital is the name. Stanley Gold, Roy E. Disney.
Oh, Save Disney?
SaveDisney.com was registered on this day in 2003. The major campaign to oust Michael Eisner.
Some fantastic art. Can we see that again, please?
Yeah, it was pretty.
Rivals Laughing Place. Sure.
This could fit on a t-shirt. Maybe this will be the 2025 look. Is that Comic Sans?
I think it might be. Like that's
in 2003 it was still okay.
Papyrus.
And finally, on this day in 2004, something debuted at Walt Disney World. Not exactly an attraction, not exactly a shop. It does cost money.
Not exactly a what? Not exactly.
It's not an attraction. It's not a shop. It's an amenity, a service that you can pay for. You get some cool souvenirs.
Like a tour.
Like a photograph.
So like PhotoPass.
Like PhotoPass.
The photo studio. Oh, PhotoPass just in general. Okay.
PhotoPass on this day in 2004, which is like it is so commonplace now. Such a place just for getting a great picture or for the magic shots. That it's almost hard to believe that 20 years ago, if you wanted a picture in the park, you brought your own camera and you took a picture, and now PhotoPass is ingrained.
You had to ask another person to hold your camera and then show them how to use your camera because it wasn't just a cell phone.
That's true.
It was a real camera.
I mean, I realized
cardboard covered Kodak that you were going to take to the drugstore, so you wouldn't know if the pictures were even good until you paid to get them developed. And as for doubles,
kids don't know what you're talking about. But I would say PhotoPass is underrated as being they've always had the, hey, stand here, let me take your picture. That is a little, to me, that feels different than what PhotoPass at least has become. So I would say that this was quite an innovation that Disney did here. Maybe an underrated.
And could you have thought even 5 years ago that there'd be a time where Disneyland was just giving people on-ride photos for free with their ticket? Like those things used to cost how much for a digital download of the photo? Right. Like $15?
Yeah, did not see that coming. I don't know if Disney does it this way. If you go to Universal and you get an on-ride photo, when they show it up on it's watermarked to the point you can't even see it, because obviously they don't want you to take your own picture of it.
Disney did that too, and then they started giving them to people for free. So that's why I'm saying, like, it felt like a total 180, which not a 360.
A total 360.
People say that all the time. It's one of my pet peeves. It's like, so you're back where you started.
Yeah, I don't like it either. All right, we've got some of these today. First up, this one sent in to me by Tony Betty. Get rid of the banner for this.
I'm not.
Reality, if you've written Dinosaur. Yes, Iger would be a 360. Very good example. Geo. Next up, this one is sent in by me browsing TikTok. I say TikTok, but no, I guess I was browsing Instagram yesterday. This is Carol of the Bells and the Mandalorian.
Yeah, turn on the sound. Carol of the Bells is easily the scariest Christmas song of all time, right? Seriously, like it's made for horror.
Oh, especially the bigger the better too. I agree. I know nothing about music, but I love that the first comment is Broski just played 3/4 on top of 4/4 like it was nothing. That is impressive because it feels like they should go together.
They're different time signatures.
And then the other comment, this one's great. Someone commented, quote, "I want to see the child," quoting King Herod, which is just a great mashup there. The quote may be better than the actual song. That's good. And finally, this has nothing to do with Disney. Gio liked it. Nikki B liked it. Good. I like that too. If we get a copyright, it's worth it for that one. All right. This has nothing to do with Disney, but it does have to do with cruise ships. So I'm including it once I solve the puzzle. Thank you, TikTok. I hope you can hear.
Tick tock on the clock, but the party don't stop. No.
From Royal Caribbean's official TikTok.
Do we want sound? Or are you good?
Yesterday was one for the books as Royal Caribbean officially took delivery of Icon of the Seas.
It's the crew members on board that bring this entire experience together for our guests. With this crew here, I can tell you I could not have wished for any better crew than the Icon startup team. Best vacation on the planet.
Can I tell you something about cruising that I didn't know that I learned a little bit ago? I know someone whose dad's full-time job with Disney is figuring out travel arrangements for cast members on one Disney ship. And they're part of a department that does this. That's his full-time job. Just travel arrangements for one ship.
So I follow a lot of cruise employees on TikTok, Disney and otherwise. And so a lot of times they're talking about, it's time for me to end my contract and go home or start my contract, or musicians who are talking about, I am now going on this ship. And the travel they have to do to meet the ship in a certain port in time, it's crazy. And we're talking international, not just America. Mm-hmm. So they're leaving from Detroit and they somehow have to get to Bali. I can believe that it is multiple people's full-time job to do that for the 3,000 people, 3,000 employees on a single cruise ship. I'd buy it. That's crazy. I have no idea if Bali is actually a port town. I'm just making up names. Okay, I'm looking at Twitter. We got a magnet redistribution thingy. Do you know about that, Kyle?
Yeah, sort of. Let me read to you what that is all about. But yeah, this is another second chance. They've done a couple of these before. It's going to be at Disney's Animal Kingdom. From December 6th to 19th, the Figment and the Oswald the Lucky Rabbit pass holder magnets will be back. So hop over to Chester and Hester's Dinosaur Treasures at DAC. And so if you missed either one of those, you can still go pick those up if you're going to be in the area that week.
And Disney is still tweeting, but I'm not seeing anything worth mentioning right now. So I think that's gonna do it.
Going to give one more refresh to this Instagram. I don't think I've been refreshing it the whole time, but I'm going to do it now.
New comments? We'll take new comments too.
There's a couple new comments. Someone.
Okay, wait, don't read. You can't read yet.
At the Dale K. Bieber says yes with like 7 exclamation points. I'm not actually going to count them. I'm assuming they have not checked Disney Plus yet. Arrowman says, I love watching and making of clips and bloopers on YouTube. And those are the only comments currently. Let me check the Henson Instagram, see if there's any other things.
While you check, Luke says there is a wish poster at Creations for annual pass holders. So more annual pass holder giveaways. I am a pass holder. I will not be a Creation soon. So Luke, you want to grab one of those for me? Thank you. Luke is British, by the way. I'm contractually obligated to mention his name. I suspect he doesn't like it. We're not that close of friends, and so I could be making him angry. So if I am, Luke, let me know and I'll stop. All right, let's checking. Yes, focus. Disney Plus is a very difficult site to search.
All right, I had to make a joke in random. You know how important that is.
Do we really have an auto? Autolink should not autolink things less than like.
So Becca's tried disabling that many times and was going to talk to you because we realized that it was still doing it. So hey, Doobie, Soul still auto links.
Okay, gotta do something about that.
Show business, LP business on the air is how we do it.
What is Shepherd? Has this been out for a while?
I don't know.
39 minutes.
Shepherd?
On Christmas Eve, a young Royal Air Force pilot flying home across the North Sea finds himself in peril with his radio and electric power cut, leaving him stranded and running on limited fuel. Just when it appears his luck is about to work out, a mysterious Good Samaritan guides him to safety. This is on Disney Plus. It says 2023. It's only 39 minutes long, and it just was on my top banner this morning. Is it new?
I mean, if it says 2023, you could check. Why don't you go ahead and check our everything coming to Disney Plus in December post?
Yeah, it is new. 30 years in the making. Yeah, John Travolta airplane movie makes sense. Yeah, brand new.
Who? What?
Cool.
Where?
Oh, new on Disney Plus is The Shepherd. Make sure you check that out. Yeah, you get all your news here. We're on top of everything. Okay, I'm gonna watch.
When I think of shepherds, I think of people and airplanes.
Only 39 minutes. It's got John Travolta and it takes place in the air. I got to see that. All right, thanks for joining us. We'll be back on Monday with more of this stuff. I don't think there are any other shows today, but tomorrow, Disney Trivia Live, maybe. To be determined.
Why?
Had some stuff going on. So I'm hoping to do it, but I say right now the chances are not high. And then next Saturday, we definitely aren't doing it. So we may be in the midst of 2 consecutive Saturdays without Disney Trivia Live. Somehow.
Disappointment abounds.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, everyone. We will see you Monday a.m.